Stop twisting everything I say. I clutched the edge of our kitchen counter, my knuckles bleaching white against the cool, unyielding granite. My pulse hammered in my ears, drowning out the quiet hum of the fridge. Across the room, Ethan leaned lazily against the doorframe, his lips curling into that smug, infuriating smirk I'd come to dread. There you go again, Olivia. Spinning wild tales in that overactive head of yours. No wonder your last piece got spiked. You see shadows where there's nothing but light. His words landed like a sucker punch. I'm Olivia Harper, 34, a journalist who once had a nose for truth sharper than a bloodhound's. 5 years ago, I was the Houston Chronicle's golden girl, chasing leads with a fire no one could extinguish. Now, I'm a ghost of that woman, doubting every flicker of instinct, every memory I swear I once held tight. Ethan knew exactly where to strike, my credibility, my lifeline, and he wielded it like a blade. Tonight's fight sparked over something I knew I'd seen. Ethan laughing over lunch with Kristen, his co-worker, at Cafe Luna. The same Kristen he swore he barely spoke to outside the office. When I called him out, he didn't just deny it. He turned it into a circus, making me feel like I dreamt the whole damn thing. I was in client meetings all day, he said, his voice dripping with that patronizing tone that set my teeth on edge. You probably saw some doppelganger. Remember that time you swore I was at the mall? Did I? The memory blurred under his scrutiny, slipping like sand through my fingers. But then, as he strutted around the kitchen, a receipt fluttered from his pocket. It landed under the counter's edge, Cafe Luna, timestamped today. My heart kicked into overdrive. Proof. Cold, hard proof he couldn't twist away. I didn't confront him, not yet. I slid it into my wallet, next to an old business card from my editor, Lauren, who'd scribbled, "When you're ready, I'm here." My hands shook as I snapped the wallet shut. Something dormant was waking up inside me, the reporter I used to be. I met Ethan at a glitzy charity gala I was covering. He was all charm and tailored suits, calling me a knockout rider with guts to match. I fell hard, blushing under his spotlight. Our whirlwind romance was office gossip fuel, roses on my desk. Surprise lunches that made my coworkers swoon. Lauren wasn't sold. Watch yourself, she warned over coffee one day. Guys who play the prince in public often hide dragons behind closed doors. I brushed it off as burnout talking. She'd been in the game too long, I figured. The shift was so slow I barely clocked it. Ethan nudged me to skip a senior reporter gig, more hours, more stress. You're already fraying, babe. I'm just looking out for you. When I pushed back, he'd dredge up my last big story. The one that left me a wreck, conveniently forgetting how he'd nitpicked every source until I cracked. Lauren noticed. Our mentorship faded from coffee chats to stiff nods in the hall. I clung to one shred of independence. A secret savings account, a few grand stashed before Ethan. He didn't know. Neither did he know about my journals, locked in my office desk, safe from his reach. That Cafe Luna receipt gnawed at me. I wanted to shove it in his face, watch him squirm, but I'd danced this dance before. He'd spin it into another knot of doubt. Instead, I followed my gut. Next morning, I skipped the office for Cafe Luna. The barista grinned. Oh, Ethan? Yeah, he and Kristen are regulars, corner table by the window. My stomach flipped. Regulars. Not a one-off lie, but a routine. Over coffee, I overheard two women at the counter. Did you see Kristen's Insta? Her and that hot work husband. All cozy in their lunch pics. My hand shook as I dug out my phone. Kristen's profile was locked, but her photo? Her and Ethan, heads tilted together, laughing at their table. I nearly dropped my cup. At the office, 3 missed calls from Ethan blinked on my screen. Plus a text. Hope you're not still mad. You know how you get when you're stressed. Love you. I stared until the words swam. 5 years of this, sweet on the surface, slicing underneath. I yanked open my desk drawer, flipping through old journals. The pattern screamed back at me. Every doubt, every misstep. Orchestrated. A knock jolted me. It was Mia from the city desk. Hey. Hear about the investigative team? Lauren's out, budget cuts, they say, but word is some big shots leaned on the board. Her corruption story pissed off the wrong people. My mind flashed to last week's charity meeting Ethan bragged about attending. He'd mentioned fixing journalism's overreach. Nausea hit hard. Had he targeted Lauren too? I grabbed my phone. Opened the recorder app. No more second guessing. I was done being his pawn. Dinner at Ethan's parents' place was a tightrope walk. His mom, Diane, doted on him. His dad, Victor, droned about his law firm. But tonight tension crackled. Diane set down her wine. Olivia, Ethan says work's been rough. Trouble with your stories? Ethan smirked behind his napkin. I'm fine, I said, voice steady. Actually, I'm digging into shady business moves, financial tricks, secret ties, that sort of thing. Ethan's fork froze midair. Victor leaned in, eyes sharp. What kind? Oh, hiding money, using people as fronts. Diane chirped. Ethan's up for a promotion. Not final yet, he snapped. Kristen's husband got a job in Denver, so she's out. Opens a spot. My brain whirred. Kristen was married? Leaving. I kept my face blank. Later in the car I tested the waters. When were you gonna tell me about Kristen? Don't start, he growled. It just happened. Like lunch at Cafe Luna just happened? His hands clenched the wheel. I saw the receipt, Ethan. He laughed, cold and hollow. What snooping now? Pathetic. Stop gaslighting me. I snapped. He slammed the brakes, voice low. You're the one falling apart, Olivia. I've protected you from yourself. Keep this up and that job you cling to? Gone. His threat lingered as my phone buzzed. Lauren, got your message. Crossroads Diner, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Bring your recorder. I deleted it fast, catching Ethan's predator glare in the dashboard glow. The diner was a ghost town when I arrived. Lauren sat with Kristen, who looked ready to bolt. I'm out tomorrow, Denver, Kristen said. But Ethan's dirty. So's the firm. Lauren slid a USB across the table. Financials. Kristen's got proof. My mouth went dry. He's not just screwing with your head, Kristen whispered. He's laundering cash through fake companies, using you to dodge suspicion. They laid it bare. Ethan tanked my confidence to kill stories that grazed his firm's secrets. My therapy sessions? A sham, his cousin, Dr. Ellis, fed him every word I'd spilled. Kristen's phone flashed texts, emails, Ethan's plan to climb the ladder, painting me as the unhinged wife to explain missing millions. He chased you hard, Lauren said. A reporter who sniffed out fraud? You were his perfect alibi until you weren't. Why now? I asked. He's slipping, Kristen said. Big money's moving. And he's scared. I touched my recorder. 2 weeks of tapes plus this? Gold. I need copies, I said, steel in my voice. We're ending him. That night I copied everything while Ethan hit the gym. Dinner, he probed. You okay? You're off. Just tired, I lied. Maybe we should have your parents over. Talk about getting me help. His smirk returned, smug as ever. Friday. Panic hit. An email from the board demanded a meeting about my mental fitness. Ethan had sent them therapy clips. Lauren confirmed it. They're suspending you. He's ahead of us. Then, a text from Diane. Need to talk. Urgent. I met her at a cafe near the office, 40 minutes to the board showdown. She clutched a leather planner. After you mentioned shady deals. I dug into Victor's old stuff. It's all here, offshore accounts, fraud. He taught Ethan everything, using me as his crazy wife decades ago. My recorder hummed as she spilled a legacy of lies. Come with me, I said. She nodded, resolute. In the boardroom, Ethan played my therapy tapes, Victor smirking beside him. Olivia's unstable, Ethan crooned. I plugged in my USB. Let's talk real instability. The screen lit up, financials, recordings, Diane's bombshell. Mother, what the hell? Ethan choked. Telling the truth, she shot back. Cops stormed in, cuffing him as he spat. No one'll believe you, you're crazy. No, I said, ice calm. I'm awake. The story exploded. Corporate empire crumbles. Father-son fraud unraveled. Ethan and Victor got 15 years. Diane started over, Kristen thrived in Denver, Lauren reclaimed her post. Me? I took on corporate corruption, my first series exposing gaslighting at work. Readers flooded in with their own tales. Last I saw Ethan was at sentencing. No smirk, just a hollow shell. I deleted our last photo that night and typed, trust your gut. It's screaming for a reason. For once, mine was dead on.